What's up, Joker? Hello, Alexandria. What's up, Purple Sun? Hello, Team B. Thank you for the email, Team B. Hang on just a second. I got to add my email up here. Speaking of that. Done. Let's shrink that down, move it up here. All right, everybody, welcome in. Let me get my stuff together to do a scald. I was on the phone with Jen. Before that, I had to get on the phone with my doctor, and then after that, I was on. Before that, I was online with my friend Ian. So give me just a moment. First off, I need my drinking horn. Second off, I need bottles of water. So I will return. All right, guys, I am back. How's everyone doing? All right. Hey, King Kill All, how are you? Nice to see you, Purple Sun. Thank you very much, Purple Sun. All right, guys. We're ready for our first scald for when it comes around, everyone. So how's everyone's morning been? Has your day been going good? Welcome into the show. Of course, it's Afternoon Hangouts with Gator. I'm Gator. That's my nickname. My real name's Clinton Gage. And I'd like to welcome you into the show if you're brand new. So come on in. Let's have a great conversation. And let's start the fun. Really good so far. I'm going to go to the whole website. I've been really busy, Team B. Nice to see you, Sharky. Hello. I just realized that was you. Hi, Sharky. Good to know everybody's day's going good so far. Welcome into the chat, everyone. If you're brand new, please like, share, and subscribe. If you wish to contact me, it's right here. If you wish to donate, that's right down there. The donations are actually for a state park and a school, guys. So go on ahead and let me know if you wish to donate. Erica, welcome in. For me, it's 3:30. Oh, okay, I got you. Uh-oh, Erica just got kicked out. Okay. What was the message? Oh, hi, Country Girl Sweet. What's up, my Jin? There we go. Oh, we got 6. Need to get our first scald in. Scald to the 5th like, whoever you were. Let's get ready for our next. All right. You'll be back? All right. What's up, Mr. Rebel? Oh, it's the Lamar thing. Okay. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look that up just so I'll know, because now I'm curious. Which the reason behind that is my middle name's Lamar. So it's kind of like, okay, what's going on with this? It's good to know everybody's doing good. Mr. Baby, ooh, hello. So welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining the show. How's everyone doing? What's going on? Give us a topic, come on in and start a conversation. That's the great part about YouTube. That's what it's made for. Come on in and say hi. So yeah, guys, welcome into the show. Today I've been doing my research and I think I might finally have found a way to be able to do some Damascus. So, we're going to try our hands eventually at trying some Damascus steel. Now, it might not be as good as other because I've really only done it with a power hammer. I've never done it with a, freehand. So we're going to see how it turns out with me hammering it in instead of actually using a power hammer. That just means I'm going to have to let my forge get extra hot before we put the metal in. So I also got to find the right metals that I'm going to use. I'm also working on figuring out how to do a semi billet. That might be pretty fun too. I had a thought, Utah, about your passions. Okay. Talk about your passions. I have a thought. You talk about your passion. Oh, okay. I got you now. I got you now, Sharky. Well, blacksmithing is a passion of mine, guys. Sitting behind a forge, letting it heat up just a simple block of steel that's just nothing at first. It's scrap, and then all of a sudden being able to visualize a blade out of this piece of junk, and then you just sit there and you look at it. And the more you hammer it and the more it shapes, the more it forms, and watching the metal move and, hearing the ringing of the anvil and the bellowing of the forge, it's almost like peace to me. It's like being in the woods, when you hear all the animals and the breeze blowing through the trees and there's no cars going by or anything like that. And you're just sitting there listening. It feels so natural to be behind the forge for me. Guys, that's what's up, Outlaw? How you doing? My day's been going great so far, Raymond. Thank you for popping in, brother. Oh, wait, no. Oh, I got to start the poll. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. All right. Anyway, thank you guys for coming in so much. But let's get back to talking about the forge, guys. When you sit back and, like I said, you start hammering this thing out and you watch how the metal moves and you can almost tell what the grain's going to look like. And you start feeling the weight of the object change and you start seeing your work coming out, your imagination turned reality, from this object that was so hard to work with first that you need 2,000 degrees to make malleable. And then you're sweating away and you're pouring your blood, your sweat, your tears, and your soul into this thing that you're making. It turns out amazing in the end when you do it right. And then you hear that quench and there's no ping and there's no snap, there's no crackle, there's no pop, there's just and a sizzle. You move it around real good so there's no air pockets or anything like that to cause a stress riser. You pull it out and the flames bellow off of it and you see it's nice and straight. And then you get to put a handle on it. And that's when the imagination gets to really come out, because then you get to do all kinds of cool stuff. What are you going to use this time? Are you going to hammer out your own guard? Are you going to take and, carve it out of brass? Are you going to take and cast it out of brass? Whatever you want to do, the imagination is yours to go with. And it makes for a great passion. It makes for an incredible experience in the end. And how are you going to make your pommel? These things all come into how are you going to decorate it? How are you going to make it your own? And that's what makes it special, guys. That's my passion. Just like with woodworking. How am I going to turn this chunk of useless wood into something awesome? How am I going to make this better than what it is? And that's the job of an artist. That's the job of a creator. You have to get that muse going. You have to get that juice flowing. You got to be able to take and look at something that's nothing and turn it into something incredible. And guys, you can also do that with your own life. Did you know that? You can take a look at your life. If it's nothing right now, make it something incredible. If you've always wanted to travel, do it. Don't wait around. Find a way. Make time for everything. Take time to enjoy the little things. And then make big plans. Have big dreams. Follow through with them, guys. Oh, yeah. It does happen a lot, Sharky. But, it's also wonderful to do some woodworking, too, to sit back. And like I said, just take this block of wood or take this, hunk of tree and turn it into something useful like a bow or a walking staff or a spear shaft or axe handle or anything like that. You know, you turn around and you can make it unique. You can make it your own. You can do anything with that piece of wood as long as you put your mind to it and as long as you follow your blueprints. You know, and yes, it takes practice. It's hard to figure out. You know, it's not easy, and it does require some tools, you know, guys, but there's a beauty to it. There's a wonder to taking something that would be trash or burned and turn it into something that can be purchased, loved and adored, and placed upon a shelf. That's why I love handmade items. You know, guys, if it's something that somebody made, it doesn't matter if it looks like crap. If it's fully functional and it does its job, I like it. You know, guys, that's why I live the way I do. That's why I try the things I try. And I know I said I was going to be painting our stabs today, but it started raining on me. Dead gum weather. You know, what's up, Rock? Bark, bark. But, 10 likes. Thank you guys so much. Now it's for time for the next scald. Scald, y'all. Let's load another. But, yeah, talking about passions as well. Helping people to get up from being low and bringing them up to a highness that they've never experienced before. That's something I love doing. Helping people out. It's a beautiful thing. You know, when you have somebody that you literally sit there and see them just crying and weeping and in pain, and you can make their day. You can make them feel better about themselves. Or if they have no friends, and you can end up being that first. You know, guys, that look on their face, it's amazing. It's a high you can't get from any drug. It's a strength you can't get from lifting weights. It's a power you cannot get from wealth. It is literally a gift from whatever gods are up there. You know, guys, I happen to claim Odin, but it doesn't matter if you claim Yahweh. It doesn't matter if you claim God. It doesn't matter if you claim Jesus. It doesn't matter who you claim. You're a friend of mine. You know, and it's because I believe in hospitality. I believe in kindness. I believe in compassion. I believe that can change the world. You know, and I think that if we learn how to pay it forward and just be kind to our fellow man and actually sit back and stop thinking narcissistically, stop thinking racially, stop thinking nationally, stop thinking religiously, and we could just sit back and look at each other as humans, as human beings, as me and you. That would be great. Because then you're not looking at who they are. You're looking at their actions. Or you're looking at who they are. Excuse me. You're not looking at their skin color. You're looking at who they are. You're looking at their actions. You're looking at them as a person. You know, and some are great people. Some really are. There's quite a few great people out there. Now, that's not to say there's not quite a few dumb, you know what's out there as well. There's quite a few people out there that are a little, you know, but it's just how it is. You know, and it's never should be about where you're born, what color you are, or what religion you follow. It should always be about your actions, how you perform, who you are as a human being should be what is taken into question. You know, guys, those are things that you should be judged upon if you are judged. But I don't believe anyone should be judged. I believe that those who commit heinous acts and crimes, yes, they should be tried. There's quite a few of them that should be tried very harshly. You know, I'm not going to mention my personal views on that because that could get me in some doo-doo. But we are going to sit here and just say this. There are certain ones that I think should just simply be taken behind a woodshed. Let's drop it. All right. Anyhow, so you take and you look at this world and you look at the wonders mankind has made. You look at the beauty of his art. You look at the incredible detail of his craftsmanship. You look at the skills that he puts forward. And you would realize that mankind as a whole is incredible. Hello, KK. Oh, that's Team B. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Sorry, I've been yammering. Thank you very much there, Mr. Rebel. Hey, Zoe. Zoe, your name actually means life. That's kind of cool. Guys. But anyhow, how's everybody doing? Welcome in. If you're new here, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Come join the family. Come join the conversation. You can find me right here also at exterion.com or exterioncreator1987 @gmail.com. And don't forget, guys, right down here. Hello, Soggy. How you doing, brother? Right down here, you'll find my Cash App for my donations, guys. This is for a charity. I don't claim any of this money. I don't use any of this money. I literally will be taking this money and sending it to a state park and a school, guys. That's what it's for. A teacher that needs school supplies and a state park that's brand new and needs help. That's where I'm sending the money. So, doing awesome, man. I'm doing great. It's good to see that you're doing good, Usagi. What about Kat? Oh, okay, Kat. Zoe and Kat. Sorry. How you doing, Kat? But yeah, we're doing great over here, man. We were just talking about some of my passions. And one of the one I was including was helping people. That's why I mentioned the donations, guys. And I'm not asking for much. I don't care how much money you want to spend. All I'm asking for is that you do help a little bit. Hold on, guys. I've got to go get my cell phone charger, and I'll be right back. I just realized I left it in the living room. Whoa, don't spill the Clint, man, you look tired, bro. You okay? Yeah, man, I'm absolutely fine. I'm actually not tired, dude. It's my medication. But I also did train today. And yes, guys, please go check out my girlfriend, Jen Holder, at JenHolder976, guys. Come on, you. There we go. But yeah, go check her out at JenHolder976. That was really hard to do with one hand. Yeah, man. Thank you. But yeah, I'm all right. I had to take some medication earlier for obviously my shoulder and my arms, they get kind of tired after training for so long. So I was a little sore. So I took some pills and yeah, they're kicking in. There's some pain medication I take for my epilepsy. So it makes me look a little sleepy. Honestly, it makes me look stoned, but, I'm okay. Is it true the emojis will spam your live streams? I don't know. Honestly, I heard that. But I have no idea there, KK. Pull this down. All right, guys, don't forget, we reach 15 likes, we get another Scald. So anyway, guys, if you're new here, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. You can visit me right here at my email address. You can also donate to my charities right down here at Knight's Sanctum. And don't forget, everybody, to say hi. Okay? So welcome into the show, guys. I'm about to continue the chit chat about some of the passions that I'm into. Guys, one of the other things I love to do is research wildlife, learn about animals, both extinct and now. Guys, I've always loved animals. One of my favorite things is reptiles. I've always loved reptiles. That's how I got the nickname Gator, actually. I brought an alligator to school. My teacher said I could bring any animal I wanted to teach the class about. So I chose a 4.5 foot alligator. But at least he was my own personal pet and he wasn't going to hurt nobody. Other streamers will make people stop doing it. Oh, go right on ahead. Spam the hell out of it. But I love snakes. In fact, the other day, we were going through Village Creek, and I ended up catching a 6.5 foot Texas rat snake, man. I grabbed that sucker I was holding the tail up here. I'm 5'9", okay, and I was holding the tail up here. And his head was dragging the ground by that far, and he had about that much of his tail sticking out of my hand. And he was huge. Thank you, Jin Jin. But he was so big, and I tried to get Dad to record it, but my dad can't operate a camera for crap. Hello, Guyana. Welcome into the show. Hello, hello. Welcome in, Superior. Hello, Spampton. Your mom hates snakes. My grandma did too. In fact, I found out later on that was one of the reasons why she used to beat the hell out of me, was because she was terrified of me for catching snakes. She thought that I was satanic. But no, I just loved them. And whenever she realized that I had a way with animals that just freaked her out, like guard dogs that were supposed to be vicious, they'd walk right up to me and I'd be able to pet them. Hi, Mr. Vince. Welcome back, bro. The lore goes hard. Thank you. But, guys, I love nature. I love wildlife. And what got me into it, honestly, was because originally my mom and dad had me into He-Man and G.I. Joe and let's see what else. He-Man, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, the Dark Crystal. They had me into those kinds of things. And then my mom showed me The Land Before Time. And the sharp tooth. Oh my God, the sharp tooth was the stuff. Okay, I was into it. I loved it. Every scene I saw that had the sharp tooth in it, I was just like, ah! I would throw this little fit. And then there was my biggest discovery, Godzilla. So I was just like, ah! When I seen him for the first time, I freaked out. And I was so excited. I loved the show. I loved every second of Godzilla. And, I'm still a huge fan of Godzilla. But Jurassic Park blew my mind because I was like, that had to be real dinosaurs, because I was like 5. And it was incredible, and then whenever I finally got to see my first alligator, I got my first alligator as a pet whenever I was 5 years old. And me and my grandpa caught him when he was a foot long. And then that grew my insane obsession with large, dangerous reptiles everywhere. All right, my Jin Jin. I'm holding a drinking horn, Guyana. I hope I'm saying your name right. Yes, herbal teas are a very interesting hobby for sure, Usagi. Win Gator lore. Nice. But I got my first alligator whenever I was 5 with my grandpa. And we dug 3 big old ponds and we let him loose in it. Guys, I furiously guarded that alligator for years until he got to be about 4 foot. And I got him so used to me and marshmallows. He loved marshmallows. He would gallop up to you looking like he's grinning his head off, just smiling his happy little reptile butt off because he thought he was about to get some marshmallows. But he'd scare the heck out of everybody. But he'd never hurt anyone. He never did bother a single soul. We ended up giving him to Gator Country, and he's still the most tenderest alligator they've ever seen in their life. Pot of dirt? Nope, it's a pot of water. It's a bullhorn from my very first bull that I raised. I raised this animal named Ribeye up until he was a good sized steer, about 900, 800 pounds, somewhere around there. And then we slaughtered him. And my grandfather, because I was crying because it was the first time I learned about life and death, but I was crying and I missed my cow. So Pawpaw made me a drinking horn out of the remains. So this is Ribeye. Say hi, everybody. But yeah, I've lived an interesting life, and that's why I like sharing it with you guys. One of my favorite things was I met Jeff Corwin, the reptile guy. I met him at the Beaumont Civic Center for a children's fair. And my mom still has the newspaper clippings of me having a ball python on my head and one around my neck with a Sith Lord t-shirt on from whenever episode 1 first came out with Darth Maul's face on it. And I'm just going, just basking in the glory of this audience because I'm sitting there like, I got snakes on my head. Oh, man. I look like Post Malone? Oh, well, thank you. That's a very, very important person in today's pop culture society. So that's awesome. But I've been more compared to Jack Black than Post Malone. But thank you. Oh, that is awesome, Guyana. That is so awesome. Bubba? Oh, and by the way, we are almost to getting next about a couple weeks from now, we'll be getting in my check. And whenever that happens, I'll be able to get some more propane so we can continue on with our Viking sacks. So you guys will get to be able to see me start forging again, guys. But anyhow, 15 likes, man. Scald. All right, let's see if we can get to 20. There's my other bottle. All right. Each bottle gets about 3 good pours. But let's see if we can get to 20 likes there, guys. We only need 4 more. So anyhow, now I also got my first gun, my first BB gun, whenever I was about 4 years old. And I started practicing with that thing. And what was impressive was I don't remember how old I was, but I know I did this because my grandpa talked about it till his death because he was proud. But I took that BB gun and I shot a raccoon in the eye in such a way to where it actually killed it. And it, of course, writhed around for a little bit, then died. I was too young to be able to run out there and beat it with a baseball bat, which is what I should have done. But that's all I could have done. I think I was maybe 5. But anyway, we ate the raccoon, so don't feel too bad for it. I did. It was in our trash, but we ate the raccoon. But that was life for us. We lived on 48 acres of property. We hunted and fished for all of our food, basically, except for the cattle we raised. And my grandpa had other fields for that. We had like over 300 head of cattle, guys. There was a raccoon in your dad's car. Boy, I bet you that was fun. Here's a good one for you guys. Here's a funny story, which traumatizing for me at the time, but funny for you guys, okay? I was helping out the Texas Parks and Wildlife. My grandpa got me through the door. He was a president of the Freemasons Club. He donated to him all the time, so he got my foot in the door. Anyway, so first off, we got called out for a raccoon under somebody's porch or a possum. We're like, okay, cool. Well, being the youngin', they send my little 16-year-old butt climbing up underneath there to take care of this bobcat. Dang it, I ruined the surprise. Well, okay. They sent my little 16-year-old butt up underneath there to take care of this raccoon with a catching pole. It was not a raccoon, okay? It was a full-grown adult, very freaking angry bobcat. And I am in a crawl space trying to get a lasso around this sucker. I don't even have a dart gun at the moment. Well, finally, he charged at me for the last time. I come barreling out there dodging them claws by that much for the last freaking time. And I looked at her. I said, "Raccoon lady?" And she looked at me and said, "Excuse me?" And my mentor at the time, Larry Williams, looked at me and said, "What's wrong?" I said, that wasn't no gum raccoon. That's a freaking bobcat. He was like, oh, gum. So he hands me the blow dart. So we dart it up. We get it out of there. Well, the intern that was with us was the one who loaded the dart. Mm-hmm. Guess who didn't load it properly? The intern. Guess who woke up while we were driving down the road with me right beside it, checking up on it? Yeah, the bobcat. Well, luckily, we had a muzzle and these Kevlar mittens so they can't use their claws. And it was just in case of that scenario. Well, it wakes up and it whoops my butt for a good 20 minutes going down the highway until I finally get a dart in it. And woo, man, that hit like a grown man smacking me with them paws, dude. Just bam, 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 bam. It was wow. But what's that, Mr. Rebel? It was open and jumped out. Oh, okay. Would you be interested in doing a live stream with me? I'll do a live stream with you, Mr. Rebel. You know, if you want to do it with me and Jin, you got to wait for me to figure out live stream. But if you want to do it with just me, you have to be 18 or older. And I have to have permission from your parents. That's the other thing. That wasn't a scald, guys. That was I needed a drink of water. And the only thing I have to drink out of is my horn. But yeah, I definitely would do a live with you there, Mr. Rebel. You be doing it with me and Jin? All right. If you got StreamYard, that would be great. I don't know how to work it. Oh, you're 44? Yeah. Well, let's do it, brother. Let's do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. All right. This is for the scald coming up. All we got to do is hit 20 more or 3 more likes, guys, and we'll do our next scald. If you're new here, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. You can check me out here too at my email address. And also we've got a donation for a school and a state park, and as well as some other situations like cancer research and things of that sort. So Knights Sanctum down there is none of that money goes to me. It all goes to charity, guys. So if you would just donate what you can, I would really appreciate it. Even if it's 50 cents, I don't care. You know, I need about $400 at the moment to be able to donate to charity, guys. I decide on a day where adulting don't get in the way. Nice. That kind of rhymed. I got you. You don't have as many subscribers. And thank you for saying the horn is so cool. I'm actually looking into getting me a bigger one. But this one's still going to stay on my side. Oh, I understand that. Yeah, Jin. We got to find an easy day for it. But let's see. So, yeah, you know, then we also ended up taking in I ended up getting my my first hog with a 22 whenever I was only 6 years old. Shot him right behind the ear. Just dropped him. And wasn't anything super impressive, about 125 pounds. You know, it was about the size of my first hog. And dragging that sucker out of the woods, though, as a 5-year-old was horrid. Horrible. Horrible. But we got it done, you know. And, it's just one of those things, man. You know, we live a different lifestyle down here. If you can't buy it, make it. If you can't make it, you know, then you don't need it. You know, guys, find a way to work around it. You know, we're a totally different lifestyle. Hello, Jessica. Welcome into the chat. Guys, if you want a shout out, just pop on in. I'll give you a shout out immediately. You know, hopefully we've still got all messages going on here. Let me check this. Chat filter. Yep, it's still all messages. Cool. Let's see how our poll is doing here. All right, nice. Oh, no. There we go. I was trying to figure out the buttons, guys. I still don't know technology that well. Does that tell you how old school I am? Oh, no. Spilt water on myself. Thank God I waterproofed my boots a little bit, but my pants still got wet. And my bed. I spilled a little more than I thought. Oh, well. Crud happens. You know, guys, I never once thought when I started this January 17th that I would get this many viewers, that I'd get this big of an audience, you know, just within the first 6 months. You know, you guys are absolutely amazing. We nearly hit our goal of 2,000 people in 6 months. Guys, that is amazing. That actually gave me faith back in a lot of humanity. Now, we've had some bumps in the road here and there. We've had some problems. We've dealt with many a troll. We've dealt with some ups and downs. But guys, we're still doing great here. You know, I still would like to welcome everybody in at all times. You know, guys, if you got something to say, say it. Yes, I actually have a pet. He's laying right here beside me. His name is Shuck. He's a dog. Shuck. Shuck. He's a black lab mix. Shuck. Come here, lazy boy. Hey, lazy boy. Lazy boy. This isn't the time for you to make me come to you. You butthead. Let me show you. Come here. Quick little flipperoo. Shucker puppers. Shucker puppers. That's my Shuck. He's 10. Oh no. Shuck, you drink out of that horn and I'll kick your butt. Yep. Yeah, he's definitely adorable. You should have seen him when he's a puppy. All right, Guyana. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much. We'll be back on live later on tonight. For now, we've only got about 20 more minutes left, everybody. You know, let's try to get those last 3 likes in so that we can get our next scald in, guys. Try to get up to 20 likes. Take care of yourself there, Guyana. Thank you for showing up. You know, guys, somebody called me a LARPer today. That was hilarious. Somebody who actually trains with real weapons, has been, you know, trained professionally before, and they want to call me a LARPer just because I wear armor. You know, I wear the armor because it's comfortable. You know, I can't wait till tonight's final thoughts either. You know, I'm going to be talking about, oh, crud. What was it? I'm going to have to go back and look at the video. Hello, Infernos. How you doing, man? Cheer to you. Inferno cheers. I like that. But welcome in, everybody. If you're new, please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to go check out my girl at JenHolder976, everybody. It's good to see that you're doing good, man. And that's my email address up there if you want to contact me. That's my charity down below if you want to help out a state park and a school. We're trying to make sure a school gets all their school supplies, and we're trying to make sure that a state park stays open. All right, everyone? It's good to know you're still here. Yeah, but yeah, welcome in there, Infernos. We only got 1 more like left before we hit 20 and get our next scald, everybody. So let's go on ahead and let's keep the energy flowing, guys. Let's keep it going, man. You know, it's good to have everybody in here. There's 4 people in here. Let's go on ahead and let's talk, guys. Come on in, join the conversation. Guys, let's encourage them. Let's tell everybody, come join in. You know, they ain't got to like, share, or subscribe even. Just come join the conversation. We like meeting new people. I had to take a sip real quick. I'm getting a little thirsty. So let's hope we get that next like here real soon. What is up, Roma? How you doing? Welcome back into the show. Hello again, Roma. How's dang it. I can't remember which country. I know so many people now. What's my favorite food? Anything grilled. If I can grill it, I'll enjoy it. As long as it's not broccoli, cauliflower, blueberries, pineapples, or coconuts, because I'm allergic to all of those, which sucks. But it's okay. It's just the way life is, guys. We only need one more like to get this final scald in, everybody. Already subscribed, Infernos? That's awesome. Isn't that Czech or isn't that Russian or is that Ukrainian? I'm still trying to learn the difference, to be honest. I really am. But welcome in, everybody. We're just having a nice little hangout. We got about 19 more minutes left. So pop on in, everyone. We need one more like to do our next scald. So come on in and enjoy the show. Have a great conversation, everyone. Ask a topic. I'll definitely answer. Or start a conversation. Guys, you never know what's going to spark out of this. It's a wonderful thing about somebody like me. I've been to a lot of places. I've seen a lot of things. I've studied a lot of stuff. I still study a lot of stuff. Diana's back. All right. Nice. Welcome back in, Infernos. So, everyone, I hope y'all are having a great day. How did everybody's morning go? How is your afternoon going? Pop on in and say hi. Yes, I am trying to look into getting another reptile. I am looking into getting either a turtle or a snake. I'm hoping I can get a snake, but I'm thinking my stepmom will only let me get a turtle in this house for right now. I'll get a snake when I get back into my RV. I just got to get a new place to put it. A bearded dragon is awesome. Bearded dragons are incredible, but I've had a bearded dragon before. I had to give it up. I want something I've never had before. I might be saving up the money to get myself an emerald green tree python. Those are absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning, and easy to care for. What's wrong, Jin Jin? Oh, yeah, she had a bunch of trolls that hit her up in her afternoon chat. I was in there for a little while, and they were going hard on her, until my dad started making me back in the house. I do understand that I need to do some work around here. That's no big deal. I sound like I'm being ungrateful, but I'm very grateful that he gave me a place to live. They were asking about this Lamar something, Lamar Jackson or something like that. And I don't even know what they were talking about. It was some off-the-wall stuff. I mean, quite frankly, it sounded like brain rot to me. Yeah, Lamar Jackson edit or something like that. It sounded like brain rot, guys, which that's what I try not to give on this channel. I try not to give brain rot. I try to give you at least some kind of wisdom, some kind of understanding, or just a different perspective. Oh, yeah, they started kicking them out, including me. Nice, Infernos. Caucasian. Oh, yeah, I don't let the trolls get to me. What's up, man? How you doing, Caucasian Asian? Welcome into the show, brother. I actually found me a chainmail shirt I can afford here soon. The way I'm working at it is I'm going to spend 1 month working on the RV, and I'm going to spend another month working on finishing out the outfit for the show. Yeah, brain rot is kind of the point of YouTube. You are kind of right there, Caucasian. Guys, we still only need one more like to get that to 20. Let's get that last like in to do another scald, everybody. I don't know why people be creating fake accounts just to be kicked out. Yeah, I don't get it either. Guys, other than, yeah, Caucasian Asians kind of right. Any kind of social media is technically brain rot. But if I'm rotting your brain, at least let me teach you something in the process. Oh, there's our 20th like, everybody. Scald. Scald, everyone. Nice. So, guys, we got 15 minutes left. I'm in Southeast Texas there, Caucasian Asian. Nice to see you back too, Mr. Rebel. Welcome in, welcome in. Wouldn't be a hangout without you guys. All right, let's get set up for our next Scald. All righty. And yes, we still have... Do I still have? Yes, I do still have. I covered it up with a blanket by accident. We still have Trollsbane beside us, bro. Always got our axe by us. Thank you very much, Mr. Rebel. I am actually just a large. I'm 5'9". I'm a short guy. I'm just a little broad. I weigh about 198, 199. The armor makes me look bigger. But yeah, I'm really not all that big. I'm 5'9" and about 199 pounds to 200 pounds, somewhere around there. That's where I'm at. Indiana, nice. But yeah, I'm not a big guy. I just kind of strong though. I guess that's that crazy man strength, you know, that madman strength. Hey, long is fine though, Caucasian Asian. If you want to send me a chain shirt, that's chill. I'll give you my shit. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to cuss everybody. What's up, Clinton Jen? Are the good couple? Thank you. You're the only one from Pennsylvania, Mr. Rebel? Well, every now and then my buddy Sean shows up, and he's from Pennsylvania. Oh, it's all good, man. I think it's okay. You know, I'm very honest on my channel. That's one of my biggest deals. I try to be one of the most honest men on YouTube. You know, so I'll answer any question pretty much. The one thing I think is rude is when people actually try to do that. How much it costs to send 50 pounds of chainmail? I have no idea. I've never made chainmail. I've never made chainmail because it's freaking complicated. I've made just basically made weapons. I'm a bladesmith. That's fine. I don't mind that. It goes with the outfit. But you know, let me know and I'll send you the money for to cover it. That's what I like about you, Clinton Jen, is your honesty. Thank you very much, Mr. Rebel. You know, I might not be what you consider upper class, lower class, or outcast. I don't know what you'd call me. But quite frankly, I just hope you call me friend. That's all that matters to me. And thank you very much, Guyana. You know, guys, it's a wonderful thing having everybody here. If you're new, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. You can contact me here at my email address, or you can donate to my charity down below. I'm definitely, no, yeah, you definitely are there, Caucasian Asian. I've been on your show a couple of times. You definitely are in that group. Thank you very much, Mr. Rebel. All right, guys, if we can get 25 likes up there, we'll get another Scald. Till then, we can't Scald. I will come back and watch this later. All right, thank you very much. What's that, Guyana? What question you got there, girl? Guys, this is an afternoon hangout. We got 10 minutes left. That's a frequently asked question there. Me and Jin met in a friend of mine called Nobody Really's chat. We met there about 5 months ago and started talking. And she decided before the end of the show, she was going to, you know, she wanted to exchange email addresses. So we did. And we started talking through email, which evolved into voice messages, which evolved into video messages, which turned into video calls. And we are working on currently waiting to save up money to get to see each other. But I've got a lot of stuff to pay for before I can do that. Oh, thank you, Mr. Rebel. I appreciate the honesty. But yeah, that's how me and Jen met there, Guyana. Was through a friend of mine's chat. We are definitely going to meet up someday. It's definitely going to be a special for the two of us. You know, we're going to meet in person first, have our fun together for a little bit, and then we're going to sit down and do a show right after we got through meeting. You know, but we are going to record the initial meeting, and then we're going to have our fun together. All right, guys? But anyway, you know, it's going to be awesome to go see North Carolina too. You have a YouTube kid there, Caucasian Asian? I got you. You know, Mr. Rebel and Country Girl actually met in our chat. They're a little couple we got in here. Guys, I'm just going to take a normal drink. This ain't going to be a scald. I'll be embarrassed about it. Why? There ain't no reason to be embarrassed about it, Jen. It'll make everybody excited, baby. It'll make everybody really excited. Oh, and guys, I've also got a Danish axe that I'm also going to be purchasing here soon. It's really nice. So I'll have double the size of an axe, you know, to actually be able to use while we go to train. American Justice of Texas meets Town for Life and doing together for 3 years. They have a daughter named Justice. Nice. I like that. For 3 years. I didn't know that, man. That's cool. That's absolutely awesome. They met in your chat? If they did, that would be neat. So, all right, guys. We got about 8 minutes left. Yes, she is, Mr. Rebel. She's an awesome woman. You know, so is my Jin. My Jin's incredible. So, guys, go check her out at @JinHolder976. You know, guys, she does amazing Christian content. She does a lot of a lot of country music videos. I already said Christian, blah. But she does a lot of country music videos. She does a lot of coloring videos. You know, guys, she's just a joy to be around. They met on my after show. Oh, cool. Nice. I like that, Caucasian. That's an awesome story. That is really cool. You know, be proud about that, man. Be proud about that. I would be. You know, that's an amazing thing. Guys, excuse me a minute. All them scalds. I have to go. All right, guys. Sorry the armor was giving me some trouble. It didn't want to come off my head because I got to take the armor off first. Oh, we got some great things going on here. I don't have a license, but I occasionally still drive a car if given a chance. Oh. Yes, I'm pleased with my staff so far. You know, I've got to finish them out, though. But I've got to finish tongue oiling them, and then they'll be done. All right, guys. I think my shuck has to go for a walk. You got to go potty? Well, everyone, I might end up going on ahead and ending it right now. My shuck has to go to the bathroom. So we'll do an extra long hangout tonight with final thoughts. How about that? You know, but love you guys. Y'all are awesome. Remember, see you from a swamp, later from a gator. Love your mama, love your papa, love yourself. Be kind. Always find a way to help. We'll catch you all here next time. Same place, same time.